Hello, Danielle with Vantage, and let's talk about budgets. In Vantage, you can set budgets to see how your costs are trending over time. You can create either standard or hierarchical budgets, and in this video, we'll talk about standard budgets. In the next video, we'll talk about hierarchical budgets. A standard budget has one level that may have multiple time periods associated with it. For example, you could use this type of budget to track costs for a single department or project. So let's get started. From the top navigation, select Financial Planning, and then Budgets on the left navigation. If you have any existing budgets, they'll be listed here. Notice this icon next to these budgets, those are hierarchical ones. The budgets without an icon are standard budgets. Let's create a new one. Also note this Import button. If I select this button, I'll see a screen where I can upload a CSV file. We have a link to a formatting guide that brings you to our documentation page for these budgets. The exact CSV format is what you need to upload a budget. But for this demonstration, I'm just going to do this manually. You can follow the steps here to upload a CSV budget. So I'll click New Budget, and I'm going to give the budget a name. Now, if I want to just create this single level standard budget, then I'll select Standard Budget and click Create Budget. We'll call this My Company Budget. On the screen here, I have a few different options, and the first is to assign a cost report or segment report. I'll come back to that. I also have this section here for managing budget alerts, and we'll discuss this in a later video. Here, we want to set up budget periods. Select New Budget Period, and the Period Begins field is already filled in for me for this month, but I could change it to whatever I want it to be. I'm going to also enter a period end date. I'm just going to make this for 2 months, and I'm going to make my monthly budget, let's say $475,000 for this example, and I'll click Save Changes. And what I need to do now is assign this budget to a cost report or segment report. I'm just going to assign it to my All Resources cost report. This is the report that's provided in your Vantage account by default. So let me save this. And now what I can do from here is I can navigate over directly to the report. So that's going to open a new tab for me. And I can see what this looks like. I'm just going to change this to the bar chart view for easier viewing, just so we could see a little bit better here. And now the budget shows on my cost report as this yellow line, and I can see by day with the budget divided out for each of the days here where I'm trending. And I can also see the budget is forecasted into the future along with my costs. It looks like we should be staying within budget this month, so that's a good thing. At the top here, I'm also provided with a month-to-date accrued budget as well as how the budget's trending. Now, if I go back to my budget screen here, I can see how I'm doing for the month, as well as the forecasted budget for the next. So you can keep track of how you're doing over time. And that's how you create single level budgets or standard budgets in Vantage. If you have any questions or want to learn more, consult the Vantage documentation.